It is year number 2 of the draft series, and it is time to fill out the final few cars for the year. Hi everyone, welcome to the one and only draft for the 1998 edition of the NR2003 draft series. I'm Michael Paz alongside Darian Arnsdorf bringing the coverage. And the coverage right now is pretty blank. It's a lot of empty cars on the spreadsheet. But Darian, that's exactly what we're here to fix. Tell us what we're looking at going into the new year.
Yes, I will, Michael. It's great to be here. We didn't do this last year. We didn't actually publish the draft, so this is going to be very fun. We have the 1998 draft for the Winston Cup Series, and this is what we're looking at here. 17 cars that need to be filled out, and a whole bunch of drivers that need to be drafted. So here's how it's going to work here today. We start off with Buckshot Racing. They're the number 1 pick. You'll notice there on the side where it says team owner, they are completely blank. Now, this is because no one in the Discord server has Buckshot Racing as a team. Same with Stavola, LJ, Travis Carter, and Elliot Marino. So those cars will be filled out by myself and Michael. We will decide who is the proper fit for that team, and we will make the selection based on that. For every other team that is taken, as you see here, Triad, Dave Marcis, Junior Johnson, we will be at DMing the team owners of those cars, and they'll be given 10 minutes to make a selection before it goes on to Michael and I to make the selection for them. If they make the selection, they get the driver. And it's just that simple. It's a draft, how you see it in like the NFL, the NBA, whatever. And yeah, it's pretty simple, all things considered. And 17 cars ahead of us. It should not be a very long day here, unlike last year where we had 58 cars to fill out. But yeah, 17 cars to fill out, and all these cars will be running in the 1998 Winston Cup Series season.
Thank you for that explanation, Darian. And now it is just the anticipation, because these cars really are, they're the last big question mark of the season. Everybody else in the field, we've seen them before. There's about 40 returning entries from 1997. And if we remember, 21 of them were rookies. And actually a good majority of the rookies have returned. I believe of the 21, 12 are returning. Most of them in the higher up teams that were able to secure wins last year. And we have the same potential for that. There's a lot of guys who would be making their first year in the Cup Series here if they are selected today. But there's also a lot of veterans. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at some of the lists. I mean, look at the top of the board here for the selections. Now, some of these guys did not race in Cup, so this is essentially it's a formulaic equivalent of where they would be expected to run in 1997 had they been drafted. So we have a couple of guys here who looked really strong if they want to make a return. Steve Grissom, Jeff Bodine, Darrell Waltrip, Brett Bodine, and some of these other guys here are a lot of Busch Series regulars. Like we have the Busch champion, Phil Parsons from last year. Buckshot Jones himself, his team has the first pick. He doesn't get to make the first pick, unfortunately. Then we have Elton Sawyer, Tim Fedua. There's a lot of options here on the board for these guys today. So I'm kind of curious, how are these teams going to approach it? Do they think a rookie is going to help them? Do they think a veteran is going to help them? Because a lot of these teams right now, their main focus is qualify for races, see if you can get into the top 35. I should note here that at this point, it's probably going to turn a little bit more into a comedy skit.
Yes.
I'm going to join VC and draft the entire B-movie script.
Ooh, who the fuck said that?
It didn't exist in 1998, though. Yeah, imagine going back to 1998 and telling someone, hey, there's going to be a movie about a human who falls in love with a bee. Now, in the kayfabe world, what I was thinking was that, well, it's time for Buckshot Jones to select their driver, but unfortunately, Buckshot Jones is an eligible driver, so he can't make the pick himself. So the pick goes to his crew chief. And, it's a good chance that the crew chief is very likely to select Buckshot Jones, but there's a chance that if he thinks another driver is the best shot for the job, he can go and select another driver, and Buckshot Jones will run full-time in the Busch Series. It's going to be a lot of awkward conversations, but that is a possibility.
Oh no.
The funny Arca guy spawned again.
Which funny Arca guy?
Hold on. My phone is currently having an aneurysm.
When is your phone not having an aneurysm?
I mean, true, but something went right. Go fuck yourself.
No.
We're off to a great start.
The pick is in for Buckshot Racing. And here we go. With the first pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Buckshot Racing selects Buckshot Jones from Monticello, Georgia. Finished P2 in the NASCAR Busch Series in 1997. Had a very good year, all things considered. So now Buckshot back at his own team. And we move on to Stavola Brothers Racing. The number 8 car will make the second pick of the draft.
Yeah, we kind of expected that one out of Buckshot Racing. That would have been really awkward if he had to run full-time Busch Series and someone else was in his 00 car and Cup. But he is in the best position to do that. Starting second, finishing second in the Busch Series. It's going to be a good opportunity to move up. He won't be having any owner's points, though, so these first 5 races, like for a lot of these guys, is going to be real important for him to be able to qualify 4 more races down the stretch and through the rest of the season. Now, I don't know how much, Darian, you've looked at the full draftees list. I'm kind of curious if there's anybody you think is going to be like a dark horse pick.
Well, when you look at the board, you look at who's at the top of Busch and trucks for the main bit. So you look at someone like a Phil Parsons, a Rich Bickle, a Jay Sauter, but you don't want to look past someone like Steve Grissom or Jeff Bodine, who obviously are very good drivers, and they can drive really good cars and pilot them to decent finishes. So obviously, that's not a bad selection if you're wanting stability on your team. You also have to look at last year's entries. Someone like a Joe Ruttman, a Dick Trickle. No, those are not bad options either. So there's a lot of good stuff available in this draft and a lot of very good drivers, and a lot of teams are going to be looking at that. JD's and Lellman, the pick is in. The pick is in for Stavola. With the second pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Stavola Brothers Racing selects Tony Stewart from Columbus, Indiana. Stewart was racing
Michael, what are your thoughts?
Stewart raced in the Indy Racing League, I believe, in 1997. So, very good IndyCar driver. He ran good in a few Busch starts last year. And we'll see how he can do in the Winston Cup Series in the number 8 for Stavola in 1998.
He was 37th overall in the Busch Series in his part-time schedule.
He's also the reigning champion from the IRL, so that is something to note for Stavola. So they got the reigning Indy Racing League champion in Tony Stewart, and we'll see how that goes for him. We now have our first team owner on the clock. He'll get 10 minutes to make a selection. And here we go. Third pick on the clock.
Now, with Tony Stewart being selected, we've already had some responses come in from a couple of viewers, a couple of owners, but they all seem to kind of have the same resounding vibe. What?
I mean, it's a fair reaction, I think, when you think about it, because Stewart is coming over from the IRL. Obviously, I feel like he would want to be at a better team, something like a Robert Yates Racing at near the end of the draft, but obviously that's not going to happen more than likely. And Stewart is arguably the hottest prospect right now in NASCAR, so aside from Buckshot, which it would have been extremely funny to see Tony Stewart in that 00, there was just no way they were going to take anyone other than Buckshot Jones, I feel, and which led it to going to Stavola. Answer.
And that does make sense. That is kind of the thing of the draft. So,
Michael, he's trying to ask a question.
oh, sorry.
Do you still have? I was wondering if Michael has Ronnie muted still, personally, but
I might have. Sorry, I did not realize that Ronnie.
This is embarrassing.
Oh, sorry, Ronnie. I did not.
I demand.
Apologies, friend. I did not hear. I did not realize I had him muted because I don't know when the last time he was in a PC was. I apologize.
It was probably you probably muted the olden times when I was annoying. So doesn't matter. Anyways, question. So
Answer.
Tony Stewart is not in NASCAR. He was in the Bush in the truck series, right? He comes from
So
outside car.
he started in IRL. He ran IRL in 96, 97. He ran a few bush races in 97. And so obviously we could take his results from Bush, but those are not accurate to what Tony was actually doing elsewhere. He was the champion in IRL, so I have him listed as the IRL champion.
So what qualifies as a draft pick? For example, what's stopping me from going to Argentina and getting the future 7-time champion Guillermo Ortelli from Turismo Carretera?
So what you have to do is you have to
Guillermo Ortelli
DM.
is starting.
What you have to do if you're going to make a selection of someone who did not run in NASCAR in 1997, you have to DM either myself or Michael, and we're going to decide if you're going to have to give us an argument of why that driver makes sense to be selected. But you're going to have to do that in DMs.
I'm not gonna risk it because if it were to be, Petty Penske would be an exclusively Argentinian team, but I'm not gonna do it because it doesn't make sense. So I'm just gonna stick with whatever is in the draft for now.
You're free to make an off-the-board selection if you wish, and if we can't accommodate it, you can still keep your pick and select someone else. So you can go for it if you wish. I'm not saying you have to, but you can. He could draft Juan Manuel Fangio the second. He could.
I could also get Maria Traverso, another driver.
I'm honestly surprised I haven't received a message from Ronnie with a driver from Argentina, and with the reasoning being Argentinian oil company.
Maybe. Hold on, let me check. When did Guillermo Ortelli first start in Turismo Carretera? I'm pretty sure it was 1996. Apparently, if I'm reading this right, Ortelli's first race. So his first race was in 1994, and he actually won his debut race.
I'm Darian. I am just looking at this information in which you have presented me. What?
I mean, it's not insane.
This man did have starts. It was a long time ago, but he did have starts in Cup and Bush. Oh,
and
he ran trucks.
And yeah, he ran trucks. So honestly, I think it's a good pick. I feel like it's a good pick.
Yeah, and wait, this wouldn't be his official debut, but it would be his first full-time season, which let's see.
I'll DM you, NASCAR, and just don't say it, obviously.
Oh, he's muted anyways.
He would be.
I'm saying him not to say it in no mic.
He would be 43 on debut.
Yeah, so it's a little crazy, yes, but I'm fine with it. I feel like it's a fine pick.
I think so. If we're having Tony Stewart go to Stavola, then yeah, come on. We if there was a plot, we've lost it, or maybe this is the plot. The real plot was the drivers we selected along the way.
True. 2 minutes left on the clock, Michael. We might need to start getting ready to make a selection here.
I think we do. Yeah.
You guys better watch out in the 2020s because I'm gonna draft Franco Colapinto.
Oh no. No.
I thought we wanted the field to survive though.
you imagine-
Kieran, no.
Massive
Kieran,
spin.
no.
Do not select massive spin.
Did you okay. We are in 1997, right?
98.
98.
Or 1998. Could you imagine big Michael Schumacher getting a letter that some NASCAR team wants to draft you?
That'd be really fucking funny, though.
He might as well get his letter to Hogwarts in the same day.
Bro.
I was about to say he would easily reject it because of what he said about NASCAR in interviews. NASCAR and IndyCar, I think.
He still lost to Carl Edwards, so invalid.
That is, yeah.
God, we can draft anybody as long as you approve it.
30 seconds on the clock. So,
God.
NASCAR, if you could prepare the sound, and only NASCAR hits the sound, please.
Welcome to the 2004 Daytona 500. In first place, driving the 24 of Motorsports, Nelson PK Jr.
Oh no.
Kieran, you're true. All right, pick us in. Pick us in.
Oh boy.
With the third pick in the 1997 NASCAR Winston Cup Series, or 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft. Son of a.
boy.
We said this was going to be a
Oh,
comedy
boy.
sketch, but here we go. With the third pick, Triad Motorsports selects Steve Grissom from Gadsden, Alabama. Grissom he was projected to run in the Cup Series, is listed at 21st in the Winston Cup Series. So overall, not a horrible pick for Triad here in the third pick. If you're going for someone like a veteran, it makes sense to go for someone like Grissom. Even if last year would have been his rookie season. Actually, no, it wasn't. What?
No.
Wikipedia lied to me.
Isn't this Wikipedia?
I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. He's ran
his first season was
full-time-
1994.
Yeah. So he ran 94, 95, 90, only halfway through 1996. And then he had to sit out 1997 after not getting selected. So I think this is, if there's a time for Grissom to prove his worth, now is the time here with the 78 car, trying to get this team, just give this team a little bit of consistency, first year on the job, and it's going to be a pretty stacked field, it looks like. So a lot of ground to make up. And I think, and honestly, the one thing I want to point out here is that I think this is going to be a really important 5 races. I mean, it was last year, but now it really is, because that kind of, we saw in 1997, the first 5 years kind of determined the tone of the entire season. So it's going to be real important for these guys trying to establish their foothold in the Cup Series.
So Dave Marcis Racing, the number 72, is on the clock. We got 10 minutes before that pick comes on in. Hopefully not at 10 minutes, but you never know. So Dave Marcus that was a very different season for them last year with Noble as the title sponsor of the team. And just not a good season, all things considered, with Jimmy Spencer and Kyle Petty behind the wheel. So we will see here where they go with the 4th pick of the draft.
Kyle Petty's not in Petty Penske anymore? Or us?
He was never at, so he was never at the Petty Penske.
Could you imagine being Kyle Petty and suddenly your dad's team merges with Penske and both agree that you should be kicked out? It's it's your dad's team. Your name is literally on the team, Teddy, and you can still get kicked out.
Where's Stewart listed as in Bush points for 97?
Let's take a look, shall we? Tony was 37th.
Oh, that's actually a lot better than I thought. I'm just going through and I'm striking through people who were taken, so...
Okay. I published a draft class, but I didn't publish the draft order. My bad.
So with that draft call, did we just go back 2 years?
Shut up.
Well, hold on. Actually, I believe he. Yes, he did. He did send me 3 picks.
Oh, go ahead and send that to me then.
I'm going to forward it to you now.
Ronnie!
Ronnie, no, what is he doing now? Oh, whatever message it was, he didn't send it. Okay.
I'm gonna
me.
wait for Darian to say it.
I just DM'd it to Michael.
A master plan.
The master plan. Uh-huh. More like the masturbator.
What?
I mean, all of them are currently 1998 Formula One.
What were you saying, Michael?
I said they would fit the vibe of the team, strangely.
They would. They would. But can we allow this? I mean, there's only one of these we could allow, I think, right?
I think really, yeah.
If you say Jacques Villeneuve, which is objectively the worst of the 3, I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, buddy, who ran in NASCAR in real life?
Wait,
Shut up.
wait, hold on. I'm gonna go back to the draft or the draft order. Okay, I'm looking at this in preparation for our draft. Not a week away. Here's a draft class amongst the 3 series. If you want a driver outside these series, you'll need to provide a reason, and ultimately it'll be up to me and Darian for final approval. We probably can't afford Mika Hakkinen, I'll tell you that now.
Mika Hakkinen.
I wrote that in the fucking
message. Okay. I just want to make clear that I'm joking. These
Yeah, I figured, but
did he write like Mazepin?
No, he wrote Michael Schumacher, Mika Hakkinen, and Jacques Villeneuve.
I am debating Guillermo Ortelli as my wild card, basically, but I'm not sure.
It's up to you in the end, and you still have a while before your pick. So you've got the 15th pick of 17.
Rue.
Someone get Kimi Räikkönen.
Kimi Räikkönen's not even NF1 yet.
Yeah.
And
there is actually, Darian, funnily enough, there is an Argentinian Formula One driver like in 1998. 1998.
Oh,
no. Esteban Tuero or something like that.
Oh god.
But he's in like a minority, so fuck him.
Yeah, at this time Raikkonen was the Finnish karting champion. He didn't even get up to a single seater
Well, he didn't get to car racing. 1 minute until the Dave Marcus 72 makes their selection.
Yeah, the Iceman was the Ice Boy at this time.
So we have Iceman, Ice Boy, and Ice Spice. Got it.
That is not the connection I was making there. Thank you very much.
No, I do you one better than Kimi Räikkönen. Sebastian Vettel.
He is even more of a child.
Quit trying to put children in race cars.
Vettel is like 2 right now.
He was born in 87. He's 11.
He is 11 years old.
Can
All right.
Well, Max,
can
this happens like
can I
one.
put Connor Zillich in my car?
You'd have to put his dad in the car.
Zilch is like, no, Zilch is like -8. He was born in 06.
It's all going well.
The pick is in. Oh, Jesus. With the 4th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Dave Marcus Racing selects Andy Hillenberg from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yay.
Who would have thought the actual ARCA reporter would take an ARCA team owner?
Ledesma.
So that tells me then that this was a very informed pick. You know, if the team is owned by an ARCA reporter. So so even though he's listed as 59th in Busch points, it may not be the worst option.
So we move on. LJ Racing is up on the clock now. This is another AI team, so we will give this 5 minutes to make a selection. We will come back whenever we make the pick for that. Hey, what about Kimi Antonelli? Hey, how about you go fuck yourself?
Well, that's what we'll use to lead into the show tonight.
I was gonna go 1 year younger and put Arvid Lindblad.
Lindblad.
Considering he is now the youngest F1 driver in the current grid.
I just have to share this fact, but Juan Maria Traverso won the 1997 Turismo Carretera Championship at 47.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's 48 in 1998.
and I do want to say, Kieran, I realized I did not include Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy Spencer was supposed to be in the Cup side of the list. I just forgot to put him in there. So that one's on me.
Hey, I have a question.
Can it wait 1 moment?
You sure?
The pick is in for LJ Racing. With the 5th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, LJ Racing selects Dick Trickle from Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin.
Who cares that it's taken Dale 20 years and he still hasn't won the Daytona 500? At least his name isn't Dick Trickle.
So I have an update on my situation, on my draft situation. So I have 3 choices. Guillermo Ortelli, but the thing about Ortelli is that he wins his first championship in 1998. So I'm not gonna take that away from him, right? Christian Ledesma, which is another Turismo Carretera driver, but the problem is that he actually debuted in 1998. So no. And you know what? I'm gonna leave the last one as a surprise.
Every time this series is hit with a surprise, it's usually terrifying.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're gonna be terrified of this one.
Pick is in for Travis Carter. With the 6th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Travis Carter Enterprises selects Phil Parsons from Detroit, Michigan. Parsons, the reigning Busch Series champion. Got it over Buckshot Jones, as well as Elton Sawyer and Tim Fedowa. both drivers still yet to be taken in the draft, as we are 6 picks in. We move on to number 7 for Junior Johnson and Associates, as they are now on the clock.
By any chance, is this Phil Parsons related to Jim Parsons?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, I forgot to
Damn.
start the clock. Oopsie. All right, clock is started. The pick is in. With the 7th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Junior Johnson and Associates selects Sammy Swindell from Bartlett, Tennessee. The reigning World of Outlaws champion, Swindell will run his first full-time NASCAR season since 1995 when he raced in the Craftsman Super Truck Series.
So I'm expecting him to probably do a lot better on the short tracks, but I mean, we saw Jack Sprague go ahead and win several of the plate races last year after starting in the Craftsman Truck Series, so perhaps Sammy Swindell can find a similar level of success. But there are 3 different champions from last year already. I mean, look at this position here. We've got the first from the IRL, first from the Busch Series, first from the World of Outlaws. We've got a diverse group of talent here, Darian.
Yes, we do, and it might get even more diverse. Up next, Elliott Moreno Racing is on the clock with number 13. The pick is in for Elliott Moreno.
NASCAR man.
I'll do it. Oh.
Okay. Okay. We got it. We got it.
Okay.
What's the news?
With the 8th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Elliott Moreno Racing selects Lake Speed from Jackson, Mississippi. Speed ran last year in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, driving with the number 20 for Rainier Walsh and the 88 for Robert Yates Racing. Ended the season with an absolutely horrifying crash at Atlanta, but is cleared to race at the season opener in Daytona, where he'll be driving the number 13 for Elliott Moreno.
Finished 39th on the year. His best finish in 1997 was a 5th place at Talladega. So he did find his footing in the later stages in that number 88 car. So I think Speed's got a little bit more left in him. And now let's move on to the next pick, Darian.
Yep, I'm working on it.
This is going to be either the shiniest silver platter or the rustiest silver platter for this guy.
Find the fuck out. We
Not
got 8
silver.
minutes before we can make it official, so...
It won't be even a silver platter. It'll just be a rusty, I don't know, tin platter.
Well, here's the thing. Red Performance did win the title last year. That's the thing we gotta consider. But this second car, their expansion car, is going to have very few owner's points. I believe, if I remember correctly, they were listed pretty low in owners points. The 9 was 53rd overall, so they're only beating out about 5-6 cars.
Okay, I figured out what NASCAR Man's doing. He's doing the spawn wave in the WWE Next server, I think. I think that's why he took a hot moment.
You know what? Valid.
I think the most wanted picks for this season would be Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy old pal. There's a funny thing about that guy and that guy. Both of them are going to be available till 2001.
Huh? What do you mean?
They're in contracts.
Oh, yeah.
Gordon's with Roush and Martin's with Bill Davis Racing.
Michael, I'm pretty sure it was a joke.
Oh.
Wait, Gordon's with Roush?
Yeah.
I don't know if that one was a joke.
I was gonna say, why don't we just toss a coin, and if it lands on tails, Mark Martin wins the championship, and if it lands on heads, Jeff Gordon wins it, and just skip the 1998 season. It's gonna be interesting. Imagine being a redneck in like 1999 or something, and then going, I'm gonna watch now. And then an interview comes in, and the driver's like, "Oi, bro, yeah, what's your price?"
Well, I mean, heck, NASCAR did have a British commentator in the late 70s, early 80s, right? Oh, and I also want to point out, guys, that the champion of 1997 was the 31st selection in the draft.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Voy a hacer los patis. No estoy bromeando, eh.
But however, the guy who finished second was the first pick. So if the trends tell us everything or anything, Buckshot Jones, you are a championship contender.
Do it up.
Yeah! The pick is in for Rudd. With the 9th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Rudd Performance Motorsports selects Kenny Irwin Jr. from Indianapolis, Indiana. Irwin was 6 points last year in the Craftsman Truck Series. And that was as a rookie who comes up to the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. And we'll see if he can prove his worth with the team that has the reigning champion on it.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, it was the 9 car is in a really unique scenario because it is the same team that Bobby Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton won the championship, but this car is not going to have a lot of owners points, so we'll see what Kenny Irwin Jr. can do. He did pretty well in his debut in trucks. Can he do well in his debut in Cup? But really, besides the Rookie of the Year battle, I think what we're going to have to focus on is the Battle of Indiana. We've got 3 drivers from the draft from Indiana alone. And up now, the 10th pick, Junior Johnson and Associates, once again. And I also want to point out that this is also half of the Rookie of the Year battle. Now, we still have a few more picks to go, Darian, but do you think a rookie is going to win this year?
It's difficult to say for sure this early on. There's a lot of very good drivers, and a lot of drivers who were good last year were rookies, so they're going to get a lot better this season as well. So it's definitely
You're
going to be
just saying that
difficult to
because
say.
you're just saying that because you haven't seen my pick yet.
I need to DM Michael who you sent, by the way. So, Michael, you can look into that on your phone, as the pick is in for Junior Johnson and Associates. With the 10th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Junior Johnson and Associates selects Rick Corelli from Arvada, Colorado. I think that's how you pronounce that. Corelli was 3rd in points in the Truck Series in 1997, so a very good season all in all for him. They'll be making the jump up to Cup for 1998 with the 2017 of Junior Johnson.
Fun fact, but the guy I sent won a race while his car was on fire once.
Oh, lovely.
So a more successful version of Jos Verstappen. Got it.
Oh, you have no idea.
He is a very successful driver from what I can tell.
You know what I mean by a more successful driver than Jos, right?
More than 1 points finish.
No, I'm talking about the car getting caught on fire.
Oh.
That happened to Jos.
This one, I think, is Might win the category for silliest pick of the year.
It's gonna be close. I should probably pull up his fucking Wikipedia page, huh?
Yeah. I did say at the beginning of this that we were kind of that the question is, are the teams going to go for a lot of young guns, or are they going to go for older veterans? And I think the answer is both, but not the ones you'd
Yep.
expect.
Most definitely. All right, the pick is in for Jasper. I am sorry in advance, everyone. With the 11th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Jasper Motorsports selects John Force from
What?
Bell Gardens, California.
By resolution, airstrikes.
Force is the reigning NHRA Funny Car Champion and will make the transition to stock cars for 1998.
Who is John Force, anyways? Never heard of him.
One of the greatest NHRA drivers of all time, or drag race drivers.
Well, we have 2 more selections to choose from, Darian, for this guy.
Yes, we do, and the pick is
here.
in.
He's here.
The pick is in for the 71 car. With the 12th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft. Can't spell. Dave Marcus Racing selects Ron Barfield Jr. from Florence, South Carolina.
See, Barfield, 21st in the Busch Series last year.
Mahari Racing now on the clock. 10 minutes to make a selection, and the team owner is in the call with us here tonight. You can just DM me your pick whenever you are ready.
Interesting. So he's called Ron and drove the 92.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Hey, I know this guy, I think.
Ronnie,
Very interesting.
I had no idea you were from South Carolina, Ronnie.
Nah. And I am from South America.
That's South enough. He's from South Brazil, so... I'm kidding.
Oh, them some fighting words, Darian.
I'm kidding.
I would be more offended if you called me from Uruguay. Sure.
See, I forget that Uruguay exists sometimes, so...
Yeah, we do too. So we have a driver called Ron, drives the 92, and he's from the South.
Close enough. Welcome back to the tire barriers.
JD's and Littleman, the pick is in. With the 13th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Bahari Racing selects Kenny Wallace from St. Louis, Missouri, 33rd in the Cup Series from 97, even if he didn't run last season. We got the double Wallace team for Bahari Racing. All right, is Caleb Rose still here? Oh, Jesus Christ!
I don't know if that's something I want to hear from the guy who's taking in draft picks.
Oh no, it's just he sent me images to make his selection. So, JD's and Littleman, the pick is in. With With the 14th pick in the 1997. God damn it, I did it again! 1998! With the 14th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Don Levy Racing selects Blaze Alexander from Montoursville, Pennsylvania. Alexander did not run full-time in any NASCAR series last year. He ran part-time in the Truck and Busch series, I believe. So, this is going to be very interesting. And, well, Ronnie, you're on the clock, mate.
Yeah, baby. You already know who I'm gonna pick.
I already know who you're going to pick, so I just go ahead and make it official.
Yep, just say it. You already
All
know.
right. One moment.
The greatest of all time. For all time.
All right. Pick is in for Petty Penske. With the 15th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Petty Penske Enterprises selects Juan Maria Traverso from Ramallo and Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Mr. Worldwide over here.
The greatest of all time. The second coming of Fangio.
Now, we did see he does have a lot of experience in Argentinian stock cars.
Argentinian racing
You are
in general, he is one of the
underestimating.
best. He is the reigning Turismo Carretera champion, so
You two, with those words, you two are underestimating him. Severely underestimating.
alright, I need to DM Isaac, and we will have the number 95 for Richard Childress Racing on the clock.
He's from Ramallo, Arg. I mean, I can't really give people too much flack for selecting some of these drivers because if I had to make a pick honestly in this draft, I probably would have gone for someone silly as well. I probably would have done Michel Mouton, the rally car driver.
The pick is in.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
You know what? Sure, that works. With the 16th pick in the 1997. God damn it!
It is 1998.
I'm so used to saying 97, dog. With the 16th pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Richard Childress Racing selects Rick Mast from Rockbridge, Bass, Virginia.
Airstrikes.
32nd for Cup is what he's listed as. And we are at the final pick. Good God.
I know how these things tend to work. We're probably going to get a very... Are we going to get a very normal pick? What do you think, guys? Take your bets. Are we getting a normal pick?
No, hopefully not. Honestly, with the way that these drafts go, we should be saying 10 minutes to midnight.
It is almost the final hour. You know, guys, I just thought for a lot of these picks, I'm gonna have to find portraits of these drivers. It might look a little silly.
Ooh, good. Looks like a fucking 1998 picture of Juan Maria.
Yeah, Juan Maria is gonna be interesting. There's not been a single West Coast guy selected this draft. Oh, sorry, one.
It's fine.
John Force. Oh, sorry, too. Corelli. Corelli's from Colorado. Close enough.
The pick is in for Robert Yates Racing. With the final pick in the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series draft, Robert Yates Racing selects Rich Bickle from Edgerton, Wisconsin. Rich Bickle, the reigning Craftsman Truck Series champion, making it the 6th champion selected in the 1998 draft. And with that, Michael, the roster is ready for 1998.
Yes, it is, Darian. Let's go through it one more time. Buckshot Jones, Tony Stewart, Steve Grissom, Andy Hillenberg, Dick Trickle, Phil Parsons, Sammy Swindell, Lake Speed, Kenny Irwin Jr., Rick Corelli, John Force, Ron Barfield Jr., Kenny Wallace, Blaise Alexander, Juan Maria Traverso, Rick Mast, and Rich Bickle. Those are the 17 drivers to round out the end of the 1998 NR2003 Draft Series roster. And this is going to be a really interesting time for a lot of them because, well, considering half of them are rookies, we're going to see a lot of them making their first career cup starts, and it's going to happen at Daytona, which is going to be one of the biggest qualifying event of the year. So they are going to be thrown right into the ringer.
Indeed, they are getting sent straight into the Daytona Duel to qualify for the 1998 Daytona 500. But, we saw a lot of drivers surprise everyone at the plate tracks last year. You never know. One of these 17 might come out of those Daytona duels with a dual win and potentially come out of there with a Daytona 500 trophy in their hands.
It's a lot of anticipation, a lot of questions. They're all going to be answered in February. That's when we're going to start the season, and then we will get things underway. We're going to do our final cleanups, getting the entire roster ready for the year. And that will do it for us here for the draft. This was it's a lot shorter, went a lot quicker, but it still produces some of those silly moments that what makes the draft series the draft series. And yep, that will do it here. We will see you all in February. For Darian Arnsdorf, I'm Michael Paz. This is the draft series. We'll see you all at Daytona. Bye-bye.